Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Orlando, and today we're going to be talking about five maintenance tasks that you really need to keep on your rental properties to keep your properties in tip-top shape. So let's just jump into it and understand why maintenance on your rental properties are so important. I just want to put this in here. This is not only important for rental properties, but this is very important for your personal property that you live in. When it comes to being a landlord and having a tenant, you guys have certain roles that you each have to play. The tenant is there to make sure that he pays you rent for a livable space. It is very important for the landlord to make that space very livable by fixing things that need to be taken care of and keeping up on the maintenance. Now, I think I read in an article that it doesn't matter if you have in your lease that you are not responsible for repairs, you will still be responsible for repairs. I'm going to go ahead and put a link up to that article. That was done by Cornell Law School. And so it's very important, guys. I don't know who would want to do that, try to skip out on maintenance on your properties, a slumlord. But you don't want to be known as a slumlord. You invested in properties so that you would get appreciation, that you would get cash flow, and you can make so much money off the tax benefits. You want to get all three of those things. You do not want to be a guy who's just going to buy a property and sell it for exactly what it's worth because you never fixed anything, aka a slumlord. So number one would be carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. I know a lot of people say, it's just a little small thing. If you just have one in the hallway, you'll be fine, but that could be so far from the truth. Not only does most cities and counties require, but I'm pretty sure the state does too. You don't want to be violating any type of laws by doing that, plus the liability, guys. Think of the liability portion. So if something was to happen and you didn't have carbon monoxide or smoke detectors in your units, in the bedrooms, in the hallways, where they're required, you would be liable for someone getting hurt. And I know, you guys, nobody wants to be for someone getting hurt because you did not follow the laws that are put in place for your tenant safety. Everybody who's watching my video right now wants their tenants to be safe if you're a landlord. So I couldn't understand why someone wouldn't want smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors in their units. So number one, make sure you put this in your unit. You don't want to be liable for it. And you don't want to be a slumlord, like I always say. Number two, HVAC systems, your heating, your cooling systems. Guys, let me tell you what, you want to know one of the most expensive repairs that if you do not take care and do preventative measures, I'm talking about making sure you put the air filters in every season, have someone go out there and do it. You do it yourself. Check on the water heater, check on the air condition. You need to make sure that you're checking on these things, because if you do not, I'm telling you, simple filter that costs $10, it will cost you have to end up doing the maintenance on the HVAC system that will cost you thousands of dollars. And you don't want that. You do not want that. Trust me, it is a headache every single time. I do not do this. I do not ask the tenant to put filters in, because I'm telling you now, guys, tenants will not change the air filters in your HVAC system. Let me tell you this again. Tenants will not change the air filters in your units. You have to do them yourselves. So what I do is I hire out an HVAC company to go out there and do the preventative care on that 2 times a year, during the wintertime and during the summertime, to make sure that everything is tip-top up shape, the freon, the air filters, the pressure, whatever they need to do. I make sure I pay that extra cost that costs what, $200 a year for something that could possibly cost me thousands, guys. And once again, I do this also in my personal house too. So you want to make sure that you do all of these things, guys, to avoid spending thousands of dollars on maintenance. Number three, check for any leaks or water damage. Water is the enemy when it comes to units. Water will destroy everything and anything. let it sit, let it get inside the floors, the walls. You dang near have to rip everything out, mold. It just goes on and on and on and on. It is a constant reminder that you have to check for leaks. You have to make sure that everything is nice and sealed in your units. And let me tell you what, checking for leaks is simple. You know, just make sure that if a tenant calls you and says, I saw a drip coming from, an exhaust or something in the bathroom, you jump on it ASAP. ASAP. Do not go, oh, it's probably condensation from the air condition. Nope, 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 nope. You send somebody over there right now to take a look at it to make sure you don't have something growing inside and your whole floor, whole ceiling is decaying. You have to make sure. Water destroys everything, guys. And as a landlord, do you really want to deal with black mold? Black mold, you have to rip out everything, do remediation, and that's gonna cost you thousands of dollars too. And that's not including the repairs that they're gonna do, the ripping out of the drywall and all that other stuff. So do yourself a favor. If your tenant says that they've seen water coming from somewhere, jump on it. Do your annual checks to make sure everything's in nice and sealed up, because water will cost you. Number 4, no one really kind of talks about this, but we're talking about grouting and caulking up all the sealing up the areas. Every time a tenant mops the floor and the grout is cracked or the grout is removed or broken, water goes underneath the tile and sits over and over and over again. You know how bad that can get, guys. So make sure that if you see broken grout, that you go ahead and you seal that up, you reseal it up. Grout is so cheap, guys. It is so cheap. There is no reason why you shouldn't take care of that immediately. And then also make sure that the caulk is sealed up so that if water overflows in the bathroom, over the tub, that it's not getting in the flooring. You don't want that, guys. You don't want that. So make sure caulk and grout is tip top. Those are super cheap things. $10 to fix those things, to mix it up and get it done, guys. So once again, grout and caulk, make sure you stay on top of that. Last but not least, make sure that you take care of your windows and your doors, guys. This is so important. Why is this so important? Because you want to make sure that your tenant has a home that is secure and safe. It avoids situations where you have faulty doors and faulty windows that could put your tenant at risk for theft or any type of criminal activity. And also too, it keeps the elements from getting inside of the unit. I had one time a unit where the door wasn't sealed properly, and we had like a rainstorm, thunderstorm come through, and water started seeping underneath the door because it wasn't properly sealed. Yes, if I didn't jump on top of that, once again, water would have destroyed everything. It would have destroyed the door jamb. It would have destroyed the tile that was already in there or the flooring that was in there. I had hardwood floor in there. Just imagine, door jamb that's made out of wood doesn't do good. So make sure that you stay on top of these things. If you do not do this, I promise you, your investment will no longer be an investment because you're not staying on top of the maintenance. But those are the 5 things that I would say that you really need to stay on when it comes to maintenance. And like I said, guys, this isn't just for your rental properties. You want to make sure that you do these on your personal properties that you live in. And just to kind of give a little bonus on here, that is one of the reasons why I am not a big fan of investing in properties that are, really cheap properties and, buying a $20,000 unit, because if you get hit with one of these things, let's just say a water heater or a HVAC goes out, just imagine you paying $5,000 to $6,000 for an HVAC system on a $20,000 house. It's probably not an investment anymore. It's probably gonna eat into your return on investment. So I try to avoid properties like that. I may do a video on that about why in more detail that I don't really appreciate, but that's just one of the reasons why. And this kind of goes hand in hand with this video. Once again, guys, if you got value for this video, please hit that subscribe button, notification button, and that like button. It helps my channel as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.